Hey, welcome. This is The Process. My name is Dr. John Bush for Science of Fantasy Football.com. Imagine that. I have been talking, and D Mike and I have been talking on our podcast about the strength of schedule for positions 2022. This is, of course, with all the caveats. This wonderful data will have for us early in the season, but at least you can get a feel for some of the aspects. So I just wanted to put these slides up. You can check the team by team. I've gone into excruciating detail about that. And here I'm hitting the positions and kind of everything at once for the team and summarize to easy versus tough predicted games. Okay, I don't know how easier that can be. So what are we talking? Here we go. So team position, quarterback, easy, tough, and the percentage of easy. And notice the three segments of the 2022 season. Front half, last half, at playoffs there. So we're talking 7, 6, and 3 games there. And you can quickly, using coloration, you can quickly take a look at different segments here for, say, Arizona, and take a look at the running back, wide receiver, and tight end, and see what you think about it. So you can scan through. We've covered a lot of that. I have tried to highlight where there's extreme issues in the playoff games. For instance, Atlanta there with its running back has big issues. 3 tough games, but the wide receivers have 3 easy games. So I guess there is some type of balance here. So you can take a look at this just for your record. I'll post all these slides on my article, but if you wanted to kind of me to hit the highlights, not going to be too much of me hitting here because I think you can read. Let's see, anything that just strikes me. I do like the last half of Buffalo for the quarterback and running back there and tight end. So look at that, 83% easy, 83, 50% on the wide receivers, and 67 on the tight end. The quarterback and RBs are going to have some issues, but the wide receivers and tight ends looks like a couple nice games there. So something to wonder, and this data it confuses me a little, and I probably need more data analysis, but nobody's ever explained to me how you can predict a quarterback has a tougher situation, yet the wide receivers, and in this case with Buffalo, the tight ends seem to have kind of an opposite where they have a favorable. So it's kind of not sure I still quite get that. People just kind of breeze past that, but it doesn't make clear sense to me. I mean, you can start guessing. One can start providing hypotheses, and of course that's the whole point, to test. I can think of 2 or 3 that could be tested, but I just let you know I haven't tested those, so I don't know. The next group of 4 teams is Carolina, Chicago, Cincinnati, Cleveland. Playoffs. Chubb is going to earn his biscuits there. 3 tough games. Okay. But the wide receivers, Cooper, 100% all good. So if they get their quarterback back for the playoffs, there should be lots of big time passing, according to this anyway. What else? Chicago has their wide receivers in the playoffs, zero easy. That's kind of tough. But the running back is 67% and the tight end. So I guess that's not too bad. So you can kind of think about things. It's hard. You only have 3 games to predict. You know, you only have either 0 easy, third easy, 67% easy, or 100% easy. So you really only have 4 potential predicted outcomes there. So it's versus having some more data gets a little more fine tuning there. So, and again, this is all stale data anyway from 2021, but we don't have anything else. I will try to update this and post it. Okay. Next 4. If I can hit the button. Let's see here. You know, overall, Dallas looks pretty good. You know, just looking from the last half and the playoffs here, if I look at all that, it's not bad. I mean, Dallas should have its way in the last half of the season, so they should make the playoffs. Denver, boy, that front half looks sweet for the running backs and Wilson, so we'll see. And look at the tight end in Denver. Everybody's talking about Alberto or not Alberto or whatever. 86%. Look at that. Cakewalk. Gets tougher, certainly, in the playoffs, but, you know, you could ride some of these players to the playoffs. Let's see. Detroit looks a little rough overall. I'm just looking at the overall totals here. Green Bay as well looks a little rough for Aaron Rodgers, so that's never good. A lot of people are jumping on his wagon, and I can understand that. Let's see what else here. Next, let's see. Houston looks fairly tough, but the playoffs, look at the quarterback there. 100% in the wide receivers. Boy, what a connection with Brandon Cooks. I've got Cooks all day long in most of my 50-something leagues, actually 76 with all the best balls and everything. So even more, I got more than that. But anyway, Indianapolis looks good in the playoffs as well. Their tight ends don't look good, but the other ones look good. Jacksonville looks sweet. You know, Jacksonville could surprise folks. Look at the way it sets up here for the quarterbacks, the running backs, and in the playoffs, the wide receivers there and the tight ends. So could be a surprise this year. Kansas City playoffs for running backs and the quarterbacks looks pretty. And look at Kelsey. Does Kelsey have a sweet schedule or what? 63%, 10 versus 6. So I see a lot of Kelsey in the tea leaves here. That looks really interesting to me. And of course, I have grabbed a lot of Kelsey. The Chargers, it's not the easiest schedule, certainly. Rams are going to have to work to repeat. Look at the running backs there. Wow. Look at the playoffs for the wide receiver. Cooper Kupp, well, he'll earn his pay. 0 easy games. He will earn every catch in the 3 playoffs. So just be aware of that. Let's see what else. The Raiders look pretty rough, as do the Miami. I will say the front half for the running backs, 71%, looks pretty good if you can figure out who's who. But Tua may have a little bit of issues there. We'll see. His wide receivers are really, so we'll see how good Tyreek Hill is under a really extreme situations, and Waddle as well. Waddle may get waddled, who knows? And let's see, Minnesota looks pretty rough overall. I'm just looking at the totals here. New England looks nothing spectacular. Playoffs are nice for the running backs, wide receivers, and tight end. Hunter Henry could come alive for you. He could really put you over the top if you're streaming. He's part of your stream there. New Orleans, about average. The Jets, the Giants, a little bit above average. Barkley, he's going to earn his pay in the first half. Look at that, 1 easy game, 6 tough. So Barkley will be tested, folks. Okay, will be tested. Jets, it's another year. Jets looks like they're going to be spanked, except for the playoffs. All of a sudden, they're going to come alive. So it's kind of like, oh, they almost make it. But boy, look at those playoffs for the Jets. Nice for the running backs there. We'll see if Hall can really come alive by then. Philadelphia, those playoffs look rough for the quarterback and the running backs there. Miles Sanders, Rutrow. So hopefully he can get you to the playoffs. I don't know what he's going to do in the playoffs there. Wide receivers, Devonta Smith has a nice 11-5. That's nice. Goddard's going to earn his pay, 7-9. Pittsburgh, this may be a rebuilding year, folks. Seattle, I love Metcalf, and I'm hoping, and Lockett, I'm hoping, look at the playoffs, 100% easy in the quarterback wide receivers. So I'm hoping that puts me in and helps me win a league there. That really could. Okay, so that's kind of nice. Let's see, San Francisco, we'll see how good Trey Lance is. If he can make it to the playoffs, not bad, actually. Look at that, 67. The wide receivers, 33. Tight end there, Kittle, 67. Kittle has a nice late half playoff, so he just has to earn his pay there. Brady has one of the roughest schedules in the league. At some point, if he's out of the playoffs, does he just say, I've had enough? Gronk's already jumped ship. Or does it call Gronk in? I don't know. I took Mike Evans and Godwin, and Fournette, but I'm really worried. I would not take any future bets for Tampa Bay. If Brady can lead them this year, he deserves 2 Hall of Fames. Okay, he really does. Tennessee, on the other hand, looks like gravy to me, folks. Looks like gravy. Look at King Henry. Oh my goodness. In the playoffs for you, he should just cha-ching for you. Really like that. Washington has so look at the play, 100% for Scary Terry. Look at that. Logan will do well early, but probably he's injured time the playoffs gets there. And it looks pretty good for Washington, so I'm not seeing anything that scares me as well. So that's my 10-cent tour, 14 minutes of me running my mouth. I'll have these hard pictures in the article so you can take your time and scroll through them. If you're waiting until next weekend for your final weekend to draft, I would highlight my cheat sheets, pluses and minuses kind of thing. Okay, we will continue on with other extra good stuff at Science of Fantasy Football. Listen to our podcast, listen to my video lessons. It's all there, more than most will need, and few will see it. And thank you, the few that are listening to me. I hope I help you win. Let me know At the end of the season, you can throw slings and arrows my way. Okay, but regardless of what everybody talks about, I put my money where the mouth is. I'm in 76 leagues, so I don't know how many of these so-called experts are in. Who knows? I'm trying to win money, so I'm more of the blue collar kind of worker here in fantasy. Okie dokie. Come back. We got more stuff in the season. Woo woo.